Hey guys, it's me Chandra again. Today I want to give you kind of the preparation for Yelan. So maybe later when you plan to pull Yelan, you already know like what we should prepare and the build and stuff like that. So let's get started. So for the brief, what we need to prepare for the material for Yelan. So for the ascension that we need is the one from the official state, the Ruin Serpent material, the Hydrostone. I forgot the name because it's hard to remember. The star coins or whatever that child used, and also from the Fatui drop this one. I forgot the name. And for the talent up level up, it used the Liyue region one, the prosperity, and from the weekly boss we need from the Ashdaha, and of course also the additional from the Fatui drop also. So here's the overall material that you need to collect if you kind of willing to upgrade the Yelan until level 9. So let's start first with the Yelan talent. So apparently for the normal attack, actually Yelan is just same with other normal bow, but I think it has a slightly different gimmick, which is it will have a breakthrough state where Yelan spend like out of the field for 5 seconds. It will kind of reduce the charge time for 80%, and it will create like another AoE hydro damage that based on her max HP. So it looks quite interesting, but we don't really know that if it's really that strong or not, because we know that Yoimi also have a charge shot gimmick, but it's end up useless though. If it's kind of become like a charge shot like from Ganyu, then that will be good. So for the elemental skill, we already see from the preview, and also they just released today in the Yelan teaser, where actually Yelan do kind of move around invincible and kind of tangle the enemy, and it has kind of two options. Either you want to tap or you kind of hold it into a longer period, so you can use that to multiple enemy. And I believe it gain particle also, so that looks quite good. And also it have 34% of chances for her to reset the breakthrough state. That mean it can kind of reset the charge attack. We will see how it works, but that looks quite good. So for the elemental burst, actually in here, very similar with Shinjo elemental burst. Instead, in here, Yelan will summon the dice, and later the dice will shot the hydro like kind of damage and stuff like that when you perform normal attack. So they're actually very similar. But so in here also there's couple additional that they put that this attack is actually basically based on max HP itself though. So yeah, again another mechanic from Yelan that utilize max HP. So most likely we can assume in here that Yelan is really depend on HP scaling, which is actually pretty good because we see like couple of weird scaling, like it's not from coming from attack, like Hutao scaling from HP, Ito scaling from defense, Raiden Shogun scaling from the energy recharge, and they are goddamn strong. So hopefully she will become strong. Alright, let's start for the weapon. So there's couple option that you may kind of try to prepare though. So of course the best one will be later that they already show in 2.7. I believe that's the signature weapon of Yelan, because we know like Yohoyo first usually will release the signature weapon along with the new character banner, right? So that's, I don't know what's the name, I don't know what's the effect, but I believe that's supposed to be the best one. So and other that, if you're talking about 5-star, there's couple that I need that I will highlight. The first one is the LIG of 4DN. Honestly, that bow is not really useful, but I think for Yelan it will works, because we know that how Yelan can be like main DPS and can become sub DPS because the elemental burst itself is similar with Shinjo. So the subset give you energy recharge, that will helpful, and the kind of effect also kind of very long, but in short it kind of help the elemental mastery, it help with your skill and burst, so it's pretty useful. And second is Polar Star though. Polar Star is very good. The subset is crit rate, and it gives you like increase in skill, burst, and also your attack. So that's pretty good. Regarding for the 4-star weapon, there's no actually a weapon that specifically have effect with the HP scaling, because we really know that Yelan most probably scaling with HP. However, there's still couple of the decent bow, 4-star bow that you may try later in Yelan. So my topic first, if it works, okay, we still don't know if it works or not. If it works, my topic is sacrificial bow because subset will give you energy recharge, which is good to maintain your uptime for the burst, and the effect of course is very good because it will restart your elemental skill, so you can use a double elemental skill like how we use in Diona itself, right? So if it can works, like it can reset your elemental skill, then that's good though, because Yelan will get more particle and get more like double elemental skill. That's good though. So it's just like become like double Sincho. So it's pretty good though. But however, if it's not working, I think my other choice is a stringless because it's still very decent because the substat will give you elemental mastery because benefits you in the reaction, and also the effect is pretty good. Will increase your elemental skill and your elemental burst. So this both is still useless. So this is my kind useful. I mean, other than that, you may try a 5 Spore Bow because it will give you energy recharge. If we assume that Yelan have like kinda 80 something like that, this is still good for Yelan because it gives you energy recharge and the crit will give you more particles, so this is actually pretty good though. Other than that, if you have like coincidentally the battle pass one, this is also okay I think for the Yelan itself, although it's not really beneficial but still fine. This is the last choice, but I think it still work because not many character that will use, which is Windbloom Oath. The substance is fine, will give you elemental mastery, but effect is, yeah, it's just so-so, but we know that only Fenty that use it, but I think Yelan is still able to utilize this. So let's move to the artifact sets or build idea that you may later use for Yelan when it come out though. So my first top choice to use, or my first recommendation, is 2 piece of Tenacity of Millilith and 2 piece of Heart of Depth. Because you kinda assume and quite confirm from the Yelan teaser that most of the damage scaling from the Yelan HP. So if that's true later when it release, this will be one of the best in general because it will give you increase in HP, which is in overall Yelan damage, and of course hydro damage bonus. So in like overall Yelan hydro damage bonus will increase also. So regarding for skill, attack, and like burst, it will be kinda utilized from this artifact set. So this is one of the best. Other than that, you can back like Sincho build then. So 4 piece of Emblems of Severed Fate, still very decent though, especially if you want to use as a sub DPS Yelan. This is still very good because also if you're assuming that Yelan later will have 80 of energy cost, then it will be good because the 2 piece will give you 20%, and then the 4 piece will give you increase in elemental burst bonus though, so that's actually good. Other than that, we can back to the old time or classic Sincho build, if you still remember, which is 2 piece of Heart of Depth and 2 piece of Noblesse Oblige though, because it both increase the higher damage and increase the elemental burst itself though by 20%. So this is very good. So those 3 artifact sets option, I think is the best that you should try. Just try which one will be the best later though. For the main stat in here, for the sense, usually we will put attack, but we know that Yelan mostly scaling from the HP, so we will use HP instead of attack though. And for the goblet, I know some of you may think like just spam everything with HP, but I still think higher damage bonus still slightly better than HP itself though. So my first pick still higher damage bonus, but if you want to put HP, I think it's still fine, especially if you have a very good substat. So but my first top choice still higher damage bonus. And then for the circlet, I think my first choice also still crit rate or either crit damage, because it will give you more damage compared if you just like put HP, because if you kinda dealing damage without crit, it will kinda like have a slightly low number. But if you're really desperate or really have bad artifact, putting like HP percentage of your circlet is still fine though, but my prioritize still crit rate or damage. Alright, for the subset, it's actually pretty easy and it's quite different than usual. So our prioritize is actually crit damage, still number 1, and then following by HP percentage. So yeah, like this HP percentage, that will be good. And after that, HP flat is also good. And the last one will come either elemental mastery or energy recharge. It depends which one you need most. If you think you lack of energy recharge, then prioritize more energy recharge. But if you think you have energy recharge, then just stack everything in elemental mastery, because that will be benefit. So pretty much that's it for Yelan preparation video. I hope the best of luck with your Yelan pool. Hopefully you can get very early 5-star. And yeah, later when Yelan come out, I will do some guide, comparison and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm sorry also if I didn't post many video because I think like since 2.7 delay, there's nothing much content that we actually can do. Actually nothing, it's very dry. And also I didn't want to milk it, and I don't want to force kind of do clickbait like that because mostly I do just for hobby. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, feel free to hit subscribe button and like, and I will see you another time. Bye bye.